Welcome to Ultimate Survival Gear. Today, as you guys can see, I have another pair of boots from Jack Wolfskin. Recently, I have become a fan of the brand because they are making some really good stuff. Let's see if this is the case with these ones. These are Jack Wolfskin Jack Rider. Yes, check this out. First of all, before we even start talking about comfort, which these boots are very comfortable, the quality, which they are very nicely built, the features, the lacing system is fantastic, the waterproofing, Texapore, high quality, I would say, waterproofing, and not too expensive of a technology compared to Gore-Tex. Take a look at the design. I like the fact that it is a very good looking boot. Yes, you can wear it and look kind of inconspicuous. And this is kind of important because this review is not any just regular boot review. This review is specifically for my Ultimate Survival Boots section. Yes, basically if something bad happened and you put these boots on, or maybe you were already wearing them, and now you had to survive. You had to walk for miles and miles, you had to run, you had to climb, you had to fight, do whatever is necessary to survive, right? Would this be good for your survival? That's what this review is based on. And the looks, I think, are important here because this is something that you can wear on a daily basis. You can wear it to work, you can wear it to a grocery store, you can wear it, I don't know, on a date, and look like a normal person, not like some kind of post-apocalypse, somebody who ran away from a Mad Max scene or something like that. No, actually look presentable, and that's very important because a lot of times we don't wear boots on a daily basis because they look like boots. This looks very nice and presentable. But let's get into the main review. Let's start with the very first criterion that we use to determine if these are good survival boots. The very first criterion is criterion number 1, comfort level. Of course, one of the more important ones. And in order to test the comfort level of all the boots and shoes that I review on this channel, I do a 3-mile run non-stop and then a 5-mile walk non-stop, and then I continue wearing the boots for the rest of the day. Total wear time was about 8 hours. And like I said, I do like the comfort level of these boots. There are a few factors that contribute to the comfort level. The first one being the weight. So this is size 10, and let's see exactly how light or heavy the size 10 is. 22.2, not too shabby. Now, to kind of give you briefly the reference numbers, if you're looking for a boot that is lightweight, you want to find something under 20 ounce. If you look, the more over 20 ounce it gets, the heavier it becomes. Now, 22 is not bad. It's only 2 ounce over the 20 limit, but keep in mind, these are definitely on the heavier side. But it probably has to do with the material, with the build. The outsole is fairly massive and very strong, very tough rubber. And of course the waterproofing adds to the weight as well. So you definitely do start feeling some fatigue from the weight, especially if you're planning to run, which I know most of the times people don't run normally in hiking boots, but because this is a ultimate survival boot review, obviously, we have to consider all of these situations, keep all of them in mind. But let's move on to the next factor that contributes to the comfort level, is the inner sole. Now, let me take out the inner sole and show you what's going on here with the inner sole. Now, the inner sole, there is not much cushioning in the inner sole. It's pretty firm, so if you are a fan of firm inner soles, you're gonna like this one. Also, there's not much of a heel bed, there's not much of arch support. If you prefer flatter fit, you're gonna like this one. If you like more of an arch support, you probably want to look around some more. Now, once you remove the inner sole, it goes straight into that harder rubber, so there is no more cushioning. But let's move on to the next factor. It's the outsole flexibility, and here, as you can see, the outsole is surprisingly very flexible. So you can actually run properly in this boot, which is surprising. Most of the times it's very firm. It's hard to run properly, but here you can because the bottom sole is so flexible. Definitely contributes to the comfort level. Now, we do have, of course, another factor is the padding, and as you can see here, the tongue is very nicely padded. I do love the padding here. The shaft is very nicely padded, and once you go on the inside, you do have the padding going probably up to right here, and this part you don't have any padding. So it's very important to get these boots in the right size, because if you're touching this from the inside, how hard it is from the outside is the same hard surface from the inside. You don't want to touch that with your toe, trust me, because you're gonna get fatigued really quickly. But overall, I do like the comfort level. I do wish that they were a little bit lighter. That would be nice. And to my personal preference, I do like a little bit more cushioning in the inner sole. But overall, pretty good. Let's move on to the criteria number 2 now, proofing and protection. Now, proofing wise, like I said, they are waterproof. They have the Texapore waterproofing, which is a fancy waterproofing technology, kind of similar to Gore-Tex, a little bit cheaper in my experience, at least with the boots that I reviewed on this channel. Just as good, really. It's fairly lightweight. It provides decent amount of breathability, so it is pretty good. So if you do want a good waterproof boot, Texapore is a great option for waterproofing. But here I also wanted to mention the gusseting, and here I have some minor complaint, very minor complaint, because if you can see, the gusseting here is about 5 inches, and the lowest part of the shaft is about 5.5 inches. So they could have made it a little bit more waterproof by implementing the gusseting a little bit higher up. Like I said, it's a super small complaint, not even a complaint, just a little for your information. Could have been a better waterproofing done easily, but they didn't. Okay, just throwing it out there. Now, protection wise, you do have, of course, this tough Nubuck leather material going here, so it does have its protective qualities, the leather qualities, but of course, don't expect this to protect you from a drop of a rock big or something like that on your toe. You're gonna get hurt, so you don't want to do that. Of course, you do have some protection in the shaft because of the padding, because of the shaft itself, and of course your heel is reinforced, and there's a very hard rubber, which we'll talk about later, in the outsole, providing some protection from the bottom. Now, criteria number 3, quality and the design features. Quality wise, Jack Wolfskin, I reviewed, I think this is my 5th review of Jack Wolfskin boots, and I do like the brand. The quality, the build quality is fantastic. Now, I did have some issues with comfort here and there, not a big deal, but the quality wise, the build quality wise, they've been so far, they have been spot on. Definitely. And I mean, you can check, the link is in the description below, for Amazon. Now, these are a little bit newer on Amazon Marketplace, so there's not a lot of reviews on these, but if you check other models of Jack Wolfskin, they have thousands of reviews on Amazon, so the brand is known and is trusted by the people. Now, whenever it comes to the design features here, I talk about the lacing system. Lacing system here is very straightforward. There are... dropping the boxes over here. There are 4 closed hooks, 3 regular ring hooks, and then there is a fabric closed hook over here on the top, and there is a pair of open hooks over here, which is great for hiking situations. You definitely do want to have those on your boots because they help, especially if you're going up the heel and you need to release the tension really quick. So overall, I do like the lacing system. I think it's pretty good. It's a nice thick round strings, just like I like them, and they slide through very nicely. It's very easy to put these boots on and take them off. Let's move on to the criteria number 4 now. Outsole, traction stability. Now, whenever I do my run and my walk, I do them on a variety of different surfaces. I start with older asphalt, then the newer tarmac, then dry sand, then wet sand, dry grass, wet grass, rocky road, trail surface, concrete, rubber, marble tile, and now I also have the rock wall in my house that I test all my boots and shoes on. Yes, because why not? And I do like this outsole. It's really freaking good. Seriously, this is a fantastic outsole. It has a perfect balance of aggression and flatness. As you can see, it's really flat, so in the sand it handles very well. You're not digging in, nothing gets stuck anywhere, but there is a really good amount of aggression. So on surfaces, on slippery surfaces like wet grass, for example, you get a good grip. So yes, Jack Wolfskin nailed this outsole in my opinion. It's a very good quality rubber, very hard rubber. I like it. The only thing I would say is some ridges would be nice here for climbing, but really just, if you're planning to hike in these, you're probably not planning to climb in these, but but just because it's the ultimate survival boot review, I do like to have versatility. But I mean, this performs very well on everything. Not gonna mention ice and snow really here that much. They will handle good on the snow. On the ice, I mean, everything will be slippery on the ice unless it has the metal spikes, unless it's ice boots. But I wouldn't recommend them for winter because they don't really have any insulation. This is not a winter boot. You can get away with some colder temperatures, especially if you implement some insulated socks. But still, if you were looking specifically for winter boots, you probably should be looking for a winter boot. This is not a winter boot. I would say this is a good, solid 3-season boot, and occasional, nothing too extreme winter, but again, nothing too extreme. Let's move on to the criteria number 5, temperature. Here I already kind of mentioned the cold, so this is not a winter boot. But speaking of the heat, they are surprisingly breathable for the leather, for being waterproof, because they're kind of, light, fairly thin. There isn't really much. There is some padding, but not a lot. Not a lot of cushioning on the inside, so they're not too hot. I mean, obviously in the Florida heat in the summer, you're gonna overheat in these, but not too crazy. Not like a full-size boot with a lot of cushioning, like a something that is. So I would say 3-season, definitely good for a 3-season. Now let's move on to the criteria number 6, sizing. Really quickly, these are true to the size. I do recommend getting half a size bigger, especially here because there is no padding on the inside of the toe box. You do want to have a little bit of extra space for your toe. You don't want to be touching this from the inside, not gonna feel good. Let's move on to the criteria number 7 now, balance of application. So if these really were your ultimate survival boots, would they be good? Would they help you to survive? Or would they get you killed? Jeez. Well, I think this is a great option. And one of the main reasons why I think it's a great option is because of the way they look. They look very inconspicuous. You can wear them on a daily basis. You can wear them to work. You can wear them out and about, whatever. It doesn't matter. You can wear them. We buy certain shoes. You can buy yourself the fanciest tactical shoes, right? And have them in the closet because you're most likely not gonna wear fancy tactical shoes on a daily basis because they just look like you just ran away from Mad Max, movie set. You don't want to look like that. Obviously, going to the grocery store because you don't want that kind of attention. So if you're out and about and you don't have those boots on you and something bad happens, what you are wearing is what you're going to be most likely stuck with for your survival situation. This is good because you can wear this on a daily basis and that increases your chances to be stuck with this. So while this is not a perfect boot, while I do wish it was a little bit lighter, a little bit better comfort, more cushioning in the inner sole, more padding, I think the lightness is my main concern here. I wish they were a little bit more lighter, probably like in the 17, 16 ounce department compared to the 22. But it's still better to have these than some freaking sandals or something. I don't know, whatever you wear to the grocery store, right? Still better. So that's really my only thing. And the very last criterion here that I want to mention is the price. The price is currently $150 on Amazon. The link is in the description below. $150, definitely a fair price for a good quality, excellent outsole, leather, waterproof, high quality waterproof boot. Definitely a fair price, but keep in mind, there is a lot of competition in that price range. $150, I mean, you can find some amazing Salomon boots, some awesome Lova, La Sportiva boots, Salewa. There's a lot of stuff out there. Keep that in mind. So if you are a fan of the brand, yeah, you're probably gonna go with this if you like Jack Wolf. But Jack Wolfskin, that is, not Jack Wolf. But if you do, if you are just looking around, then check out some other reviews. I mean, I do have plenty of reviews on this channel, so check them out and see what you can find, because there are some pretty good options out there in that price range. So let me know in the comments below, guys. What do you think about this review? What do you think about this boot? Would you consider it as your hiking boot? would you consider it as your ultimate survival boot? If you have any requests for reviews, drop them in the comments below. Thank you very much guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.